Hi, Mickey. See? What's wrong? What is that? I think this one. Let me see. Hey, Peaches, how are you?
I'll give a coffee to you. Hi, guys. So, Lily, that one instead of this one for tonight. I work on the way home. Well, yeah. Maybe that's what you're wanting to speak.
Americans, that is who we are. And it's time that we remember that Americans submit to no man, no government. We only submit to God.
Whoa. 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 No, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. You play God, homeboy, don't do that. Whoa. 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 No, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. You playing God, homeboy, don't do that. Once you got something to say, I hope this life is on. Nowadays, the life we living in the twilight zone. No fact, no matter what's wrong is right and what's right is wrong. Right is right and you coward, I want you supposed to fly back on the. Keep acting like you got on time and you about to meet them. Lay one finger on my family and I set up the meeting. Suppressing truth lies, all they speak is sounding like some demons. Lead on that blood is on your hands, the people you deceiving. Don't mind me, I'm just praying to God. Government out here playing God. Trying to put that poison in our arms. It's the voices who don't play along. Don't touch my family, don't touch my family. So what we gotta see a man that they don't want. No. My Bible want me about the days we're living in. Politicians are playing God, this government on they ain't disciplined. Don't touch my family, don't touch my family. So what we gotta see a man that they don't want. No. My Bible want me about the days we're living in. Politicians are playing God, this government on they ain't disciplined. Guess we the people, we ain't equal to our guys in office. We know you cheated, ain't no secret how you got in office. But we the sheep who watching TV laughing at the office. So we taking needles, no ingredients, like that's no problem. How can you not see Nazi still exist and still an evil? How can you not see shots protected straight up killing people? Fill out agendas using movies and we live the sequel. Resident Evil real, that's why me and mine at the steeple. Don't mind me, I'm just praying to God. Government out here playing God. Trying to put that poison in our arms. It's the voices who don't play along. Don't touch my family, don't touch my family. So what we gotta see a man that they don't want. No. My Bible want me about the days we're living in. Politicians are playing God, this government on they ain't disciplined. Don't touch my family, don't touch my family. So what we gotta see a man that they don't want. No. My Bible want me about the days we're playing God, this government on they ain't disciplined.
Mama always said I was born on the wild side. One foot in the plains and the other trying to walk the line. Can't say I never saw it coming, I can see the warning signs. Mama always said I was born on the wild side. I guess Mama was right. 'Cause when the clock strikes midnight, gonna rise in lightning, feel the thunder, till the darkness pulls me under. Gonna fly on wings of fire, breathing good, Lord lifts me higher, singing oh when they call me home, singing oh when they call me home. Gonna ride the lightning. There's a man in a black coat standing at a crossroads with a pen in his hand and a long list of lost souls. They say he's left the corn forge where the fools go. There's a man in a black coat standing at a crossroads. I won't be lets me pass by. When I close my eyes, I'm gonna ride the lightning, feel the thunder, till the darkness pulls me under. Gonna fly on wings of fire, breathing good Lord lifts me higher, singing oh when they call me home, singing oh when they call me home. I'm gonna ride the lightning, ride the lightning, ride the lightning. I'm gonna ride the lightning, feel the thunder, till the darkness pulls me under. Gonna fly on wings of fire, breathing good Lord lifts me higher, singing oh when they call me home, singing oh when they call me home. Gonna ride the lightning.
I'm Dallas.
Y'all was coming in, and now you're backing out. It's hard to talk big with a shotgun in your mouth. I'm glad you brought your friends, they can watch it go down. I got mine too, so welcome to my house. These are my people, and this is my land. This is what we pray for, and this is God's plan. If you ain't from here, you won't understand.
Yes, it is, man.
This is my country, and this is who I am. So welcome to my house.
Eric and Steve always carried the biggest flag.
So welcome to my house.
Yeah, he was a legend. High trooper.
I'm a stand-up and mine. You better believe it, 'cause today won't be your day. I can guarantee you, you should turn and walk
Chad,
away.
I miss you too,
And if
bro.
you're leaving, oh, I'll let the 12 gauge do all my speaking. Don't push me on the edge, boy. Push me on the edge, boy. I'm aiming for your head, boy. I'm aiming for your head, boy. And all I see is red, boy. All I see is red, boy. I told you not to cross that line. I told you not to cross that line. I'm giving you a chance, boy. I'm giving you a chance. You see the devil in a glance, boy. The devil in a glance. I'm gonna knock you out your pants, boy. Knock you out your pants, boy. I told you not to fuck with mine. I told you not to fuck with mine. Lord have mercy, Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy, Lord have mercy. Y'all was coming in, and now you're backing out. It's hard to talk big with a shotgun in your mouth. I'm glad you brought your friends, they can watch it go down. I got mine too, so welcome to my house. 'Cause these are my people, and this is my for, and this is God's plan. If you ain't from here, then you won't understand. This is my country, and this is who I am. So welcome to my house.
要他干过那个事情。这个现在这个跟 Jerry 一样。
So welcome to my house.
I got a baby girl inside this house, and right now she's sound asleep, so it's probably best for the both of us if you just turn around and leave. Cause if you come in this fucking house, then you too gonna go to sleep. I promise you, boy, don't play with me. I pray to God my soul to keep, especially this day and age. Can't handle shit our own way. With a 30-30 horse 12 gauge behind this door, you're hella weight. My old lady, she rides too, picking up every shell case, mopping up these blood. She ain't seen a damn. The convicts, hard hit, I said, the program, you never know. That front door, you knocking, about, get the, all this heard was the dog, the sun was getting dark, and I told the sheriff, it ain't no problems, man, I was just taking out the garbage, so if you don't mind, please excuse me, I'm with the family trying to watch a movie, I'm sure you got better things to do, so I'll let you go and get back to duty.
Now you're backing down. It's all the coffee with a shotgun in your mouth. I'm glad you brought your friends. Said you want you to go down. I got mine too. So welcome to my house. These are my people. This is my land. This is what we prayed for, and this is God's plan. If you ain't from here, you won't understand. This is my country. This is who I am. So welcome to my house. Lord have mercy.
对，睡得要死。他这样的，这个他们做的话，大概是这样做的话，应该是
Pray with ours, man.
All right, let's get some Jesus tonight.
We thank you, Lord, for this day that we can gather in your name here at Freedom Corner, where freedom reigns and you are in charge. Open our hearts to your Spirit, that we may discern what is right and what is true, and uncover all the deceits and the lies that we hear so much. We pray for all the live broadcasters, the live streamers here, because they are working for truth and justice. So, Father, we ask that you supply them with their needs, both physical, spiritual, as well as helping them to strengthen their mind and give them the wisdom to cover the stories and utmost protect them from any physical violence and attacks. And Father, we also lift up our patriots to you once again, that they have peace in you and resting in your presence, and that your love is sufficient for them. Your grace is also sufficient for them. Finally, Father, we ask for your presence here this evening with us as we stand united in one heart and one spirit. We pray in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, well, we're going to listen to some music. Well, I do have one small thing to say. I'm expecting a lot of obstruction of an official proceeding charges to come out of today's insurrection. So everybody be looking for that, and maybe we can get the sedition hunters on these people so that they can hunt down American citizens and arrest them and jail them for 3 years.
I'd say there's a good chance that most of them were probably sedition hunters.
Absolutely. I mean, they're I'm
I promised fireworks tonight.
Fog time and like the sun bitch back here, so I gotta get to
This is the home of the brave. Places where many people fully agree. Come on, because we're busy being led on. All the facts we can't control.
There's a number there. We're gonna light the telephone town fire.
What's best for me, but at the same all the problems that we can't see. It's why they fight it before this is the land of the free.
And I'm sick of all the anger, the hate, the danger. The things we seem to think we think are really not that major. There's problems in the world that we don't hardly understand. Yet we bitch about them, talking about we got the master plan. Man, the problem is we don't really even love each other. When we see a brother, we just really tolerate each other as the cold world. It's time to face the facts. If we then we stay on our ass, man, that gets turned on the news without a poisonous agenda. I don't trust the politicians much as I don't trust the system. Man, I used to think the country meant that united we stand. Now we drop and stomp a flag as if it's only just a brand. I ain't cool with that. You cool with that? Then we ain't the same in that fact. I'm a patriot and I'm proud as hell. I'm a country boy and I know it well. Right here we grind our ass off. We say shit with our mask off. And if it don't sound right, then we're down to fight. We ain't never been one to be passed off.
This is the home of the brave.
J6 area needs help. Good place to go. J6 support hotline. They have any resources. Even family member or a friend to call. We help you today.
I broke bikes, I got scars, I've had fights, I got stars, I've got up, I got down, I'm living my best life, I've seen the world crumble at the hands
They just need somebody to
a whole lot of
talk to.
problems from my point of view. Trying to think positive, living my life, but the world keeps on promising struggle and strife. I'm lost in my hope and I'm broken inside, but this song is my freedom and battling cry.
Home of the brave, but there's so many people won't agree. Come on, because we're busy being led on by the fact we can't control what we see. I'm stuck between tomorrow and next week, but it's
Right to
probably
God.
a mess. That's what's best for me.
letters. I think it's Patriot Mail Project that I love letters. They write back. You can have an old fashioned pen pal, or you can even adopt them. Hi Penny. Hi Long Cook Cup. They love mail. Every time they call in, a lot of them talk, well, I got a letter from blah blah. A lot of the people on the chat here have pen pals. So many even adopted sisters. Get your writing abilities in line and write some letters.
To Jesus for the cleansing power. Are you washed in the blood of the Lamb? Are you fully trusting in His grace this hour? Are you washed in the blood of the Lamb? Are you washed in the blood, in the soul cleansing blood of the Lamb? Are your garments spotless, solid white as snow? Are you washed in the blood of the Lamb? Are you walking daily by the Savior's side? Are you washed in the blood of the Lamb? Do you rest each moment in the crucified? Are you washed in the blood of the Lamb? Are you washed in the blood, in the soul cleansing blood of the Lamb? Are your garments spotless, solid white as snow? Are you washed in the blood of the Lamb?
Whatever you do today, you'll have to sleep with the night. He'd say you've got to stand for something or you'll fall for anything. You've got to be your own man, not a puppet on a string. Never compromise what's right and uphold your family name. You've got to stand for something or you'll fall for anything. I know that things are different than they were in Daddy's day, but I still believe what makes a man really hasn't changed. You've got to stand for something or you'll fall for anything. You've got to be your own man, not a puppet on a string. Never compromise what's right and uphold your family name. You've got to stand for something or you'll fall for anything. You've got to stand for something or you'll fall for anything.
Just in time for getting a phone call. My wife did that. Had a good
Hello?
Hello, how's it going? Not too bad, not too bad. You're coming in a little bit muffled.
Sorry, I was trying to adjust the volume.
Oh, okay. Okay. I was like, oh, this is not going to go well.
Yeah, we're good. We're good.
Okay, yeah, you're coming in really clear. So we've got a new regime today. If you're not locked in your room, you're locked out. And I guess it's based on happenings in another pod, so it's going to be a little bit more noisy in the background. And usually I kind of duck in my room when I make these calls. But so a couple of big things happened today. By the way, this is Matt DeSilva, inmate 385-960, calling live from the DC Gulag. So there was a huge protest / insurrection in Capitol Rotunda today. We had 350 people there. 3 people were arrested for assault of a federal officer, I'm assuming. They were arrested for assaulting officers. So we have this going on while there's a vote to see who is going to be the third person in line for the president, which is the Speaker of the House. So essentially, what this is just a matter of peaceful transfer of power. And the protesters were pro-Hamas. They took an anti-Israel stance, and so they were basically aligning themselves with an organization that is hostile not only to Israel, but which our own government has denounced as being a terror organization. So that's a very interesting confluence of facts that, were the situation reversed, I don't think anyone would be expecting the DOJ to go as hard against those protesters as the DOJ is doing against Jan 6ers. But there you have it. It's a real case of the narrative sort of unraveling underneath itself. So, you have these protesters. They occupied the building. They were not allowed to occupy the building. There were 350 of them. As far as we know, only 3 got arrested, and then there were thousands outside as well. So it's in a lot of respects very similar to January 6th, and I hope that the people who were arrested for assault on the officer will get very long sentences, regardless of whether or not harmless is guilty.
Well, we know that won't happen. But another interesting fact about that is that Rashida Tlaib is the one that organized that event. So a sitting Congress member organized this. No big deal, guys. Keep it going. And the 3 people that were arrested, I'm sure, are like every other crime in the city, are going to be no paper. So. I
doubt they'll face even minor charges. Because that's just the way it is. I mean, if we had fairness in our justice system, if our justice system was truly impartial, they would be facing massive sentences.
And there would be massive arrests, and there would have been a lot of people assaulted today, and there would be dead people at the Capitol if there was fairness. If you want to be equitable, you know, the police would be assaulting citizens and shooting rubber bullets and CS gas and the whole 9 yards. So, I mean, none of that happened.
That's a very good point as well.
And there's been no condemnation from the mainstream media for Rashida Tlaib organizing this insurrection.
And that's very good points. Very good points. The media hasn't attacked these protesters like they attacked the January 6ers. They did not post misleading photos, misleading videos. They did not label empty water bottles, quote unquote, wreckage. They did not lie about tracking mud into the Capitol and then saying it was pieces thrown on the wall. So many lies behind this. And then the police were very they used kid gloves. They did not kettle everyone into an impossibly small area and then launch munitions directly into the crowd. So I guess they learned a valuable lesson in crowd control too on January 6th, I guess. But there are a lot of elements that could have made that protest go off a lot worse than it did, and that thankfully the protesters today did not have to suffer through that. So that's really good for them. I mean, they're getting treated with dignity and respect, and they're probably not going to see any kind of arraignment or anything like that. So that's good for them. And
well, I guess the First Amendment is working for them.
Well, I mean, that's a characteristic of a police state, right? You attack one side of the political equation, and then you coddle the other side of the political equation. And those people get super rights, and we get no rights. That's just how it goes. So speaking of sentencing, I guess that they had a report out today. I guess the DOJ finally filed its appeal for the Proud Boys sentencing. They said it should be longer.
Right.
And I just sort of sat back and contemplated the dynamics of that situation for a second, because here we have Judge Kelly, who is fully on board with the project. He seems to be towing all the right lines. He does not think that spying on the defendant's privileged communications and then conveying that information in a tactically efficient way to the prosecution was anything to be concerned about. So all throughout this process, he's been on board, right? He's fully vested in the narrative. He's fully vested in the idea that these people have to pay a heavy price, and he publicly harangues them during sentencing. He says each one is the worst at whatever, and then he hands down sentences which are laughably huge, especially for Enrique, who was not even there. And for this work, this is all part of the project to get Donald Trump. So, I mean, all this is about, making everything look more serious than it was, so they can have an excuse to go after Donald Trump. So if it does hypothetically look to get Donald Trump, then Judge Kelly, he occupies a very privileged place in history in that story. He's a key character, and he works very hard to fulfill that narrative. Now, in any other situation, right? Because he's doing this for the narrative, and all the people who hate Donald Trump and their morality focuses on that one point. All those people, they should be singing his hosannas and singing his praises. He should be walking everywhere with laurels on his head. But what happens? So he's a key player. He's a good boy. He's doing everything that he needs to do. But then what happens? You get this weird kind of rebuke from the Department of Justice itself, saying essentially that the judge doesn't really have complete control over how he sentences in his own courtroom. Remember, the DOJ is making a huge deal about guidelines. And usually, guidelines aren't even mentioned. So the reason why the DOJ is bringing out guidelines is because a lot of the judges were sentencing people, were giving them very small sentences. So the DOJ brought up guidelines, and now they're doing things like they're appealing sentences that they think are too small. This is essentially the DOJ muscling in on the judiciary, right? And I think what you're seeing is something that could either be, well, it's disturbing either way. If this causes tension between the Department of Justice and the judiciary, I mean, it's all the same branch. But if this causes tension between the two, then what you're going to see is maybe some judicial pushback. That would seem to indicate that there might be some very interesting conversations going on in the background, let's say. But if the judges sort of roll with this system, or maybe they take the hint and start handing out higher sentences, that also is an extremely disturbing turn of events. And I'm tempted to go back and see if I can't find some. Well, I guess there's no footage because cameras aren't allowed to. If anyone was there during the sentencing, you know if Judge Kelly was blinking in Morse code. It seems like we either have a compliant judiciary with this police state regime, or we have a captive judiciary. Both things are possible. This is all speaking hypothetically, of course, but it looks like that might actually, like that could be the case. Let me put it that way. I would love to know what's going on there and what's happening in the background, because I think my understanding of judges is that they zealously guard their domain, which is the courtroom. And they have a strong sense that what they do in their courtroom just goes a lot of times. I mean, this is pretty standard, I think, mentality for a lot of judges. I think the fact that the DOJ is pushing back on something that is clearly within the judge's power like this, oh man, I don't know.
Well, it's a clear indication that they're definitely weaponized against us, against the judges themselves, and against the American citizens. I don't see how it could become any more clear.
Well, every time you have a situation where you have this coercive power that comes to the fore in like a police state situation or a dictatorship, people try to go along to get along. And it's like hoping that you'll be the last one eaten by the crocodile. It's kind of funny, because the more I think about it, I think, well, maybe after the conservatives, the judges are the next on the list to be eaten by the crocodile. It's not something I would have expected. Anyway, that's a possibility. But I'm very intrigued by the fact that the DOJ wants to appeal sentences that were handed out by a judge in court, and
You know, there's sentencing guidelines. I'm sorry. The sentencing guidelines are a guideline. They're not a mandate or a requirement. That is something that the judge can go off of to scale, but they don't have to. The judge can say whatever the judge wants to say. Honestly.
Right, and in other cases, like say it's a rapist or a DUI or something like that, judges, I mean, even for some serious cases, they don't even bother to look at the guidelines. They just sort of, roll from their belly. But what we see here is
you have 1 minute remaining.
Merrick Garland going full Judge Dredd. He's got the lawmen in the form of the FBI, and he's got the prosecutors, and now he wants to rein in or control or harass the judges as well, and that would consolidate a lot of power under that one man. Yeah, that's the way I feel about that. Also, I just want to say the pot above us, stop flooding your toilets on purpose. I know that's a common way to get attention in jail, but it's flooding our rooms here, and y'all are loud. Okay.
I'll try to get that message to them for you.
All right.
All right, Matt, we will hear you at the anthem.
Catch you at the anthem.
All right. Have a good evening.
Thank you, guys.
Stay strong, Patriot.
You too. Bye.
So, Trennis Evans from Condemned USA had a message on Twitter. I'm going to see if I can get it to play.
Well, hold on. Okay, tell it like it is, Trennis.
Well, hello, America. Welcome to another edition of This Place Sucks. We're talking about another duplicitous action from the government. I want to know what the people at the United States Capitol right now that have taken over the Capitol are refusing to leave, sitting in, doing whatever the hell they're doing, that are supporting terrorists, actual terrorists, that beheaded babies when people that went to protest fair and free elections. Let me get this straight. I want to know where Lieutenant Michael Leroy Byrd is to open fire on these people and kill an innocent person. I want to know where Lila Morris is to start the beatings and beat on an American citizen at the United States Capitol. I want to know where Lieutenant Bagshaw is. Jason Bagshaw, where are you to beat the shit out of a woman in a tunnel after you sprayed him with O2 spray and CS gas? I want to know where the hell the beatings and the awful treatment and the abhorrent and failure of law enforcement is. Who's shoving down old ladies? Who's doing that right now? I don't see it happening. I'm waiting for it to start. Where's the FBI? Are you about to start rounding these people up? Are you running your security databases through there? Are you tracking them now? Are you looking at the actual terrorists in the country? Are you going to do pre-dawn raids? When is all that shit going to start? Are the congressmen, you guys feel safe around people that are actually supporting terrorists that Rashida freaking Tlaib brought in? Welcome to the duplicitous states of America and a shit show of a government. I have zero respect for the United States court system. I have zero respect for the United States Congress. And I have zero respect for this regime that has taken over my country. Shove it up your ass.
All right, since that's kind of hard to follow, we're going to play some music.
Way to go, Trennis! That's right.
I promised fireworks, folks. I promised fireworks. Hi, Ross.
Actually, I did see Bagshaw push somebody today.
I did too. I saw that video. How come I didn't tell?
Shoving down old ladies.
Hi, Jen. I promised fireworks tonight there, Freedom Corner Gangstas.
Maybe he'll get in trouble for pushing that.
actually trying to escape through there.
That's the only thing I missed. Can't get it all.
I'll have to get them tomorrow.
I still don't even have a clear picture about what happened to the Capitol.
All the way. Hi, Jan.
I was over at the Cannon building. See what's that?
Hi, Bounce Up. You're trying to spit all the words spinning around my head. Hi, Yorkie. That's what I would like to know. They didn't shoot anybody today.
Where's Nicole? Is she
They
resting?
beat somebody today. CS gas. I didn't know they do that thing.
I missed Tuesday.
I believe it's on Twitter.
What are you doing, Furbo?
Dr. Maybe Kim already put it up
Ephesians 6:11 got me focused
Hi,
on the
Jamie and
cross.
Deborah.
If it wasn't for the sacrifice, we would all
That's
be
right,
lost.
Jericho.
I will ride with King Jesus because he chose to pay that cost. I will ride.
I adore.
You wear the armor of God now. You wear the armor of God now. I will ride.
Yes. Oliver is spoiled. He's a patriotic spoiled. Yes.
I'm out to
He's our
go on
comfort.
Twitter
Yeah.
and
Everybody's
copy that and put it on my social
I
media.
knew exactly what you were. That's so funny. I knew what you were talking about. I love it. Yes. No. You explained it. You explained it well. That's good. Hi, Roger. How are you?
Well, better not. It's you.
I made you wait for it. Thank you so much. What's up, Tammy? I was here before y'all. I was up in the car editing. Oh my God, nothing wants to upload, so I finally got a video, so it was good. I had to get stuff up today.
She said you did a good job today.
Oh my gosh, thank you. Thank you. I need a knee replacement now. Walked around that Capitol again.
She might be babysitting tonight.
Oh my goodness.
actually a good day. It's National Chocolate Cupcake Day.
Who's got chocolate cupcakes?
It's National Chocolate Cupcake Day.
现在那个位置是我放的，我叫我看我这个镜头看出来。
We have a national. We have like all these issues, you guys, but there's a national chocolate
Cupcake Day.
Like, what the hell? I'm calling that an insurrection.
Because we don't have any here.
That's right, especially because I don't have any.
I didn't get
For one. That is like, what is that? A new Hallmark card day?
They post it every day. They post whatever's a national holiday, whatever they post.
Oh
Mark
my
posts it on
gosh.
here.
That's ridiculous. Yeah, I know. That's absolutely ridiculous. Who makes up this kind of... That's it. The entire United States has become completely pagan because we have National Chocolate Cupcake Day.
这个是还不到2000，这是他的4000。3200对。
Are you using both phones?
3200，2900，我把它重新。
Only because I can't get out of the chair now.
才3300。
I'm done. That's it. It really hurts to try to get out.
As you all know, we are alive and we have many snafus.
Well, we're gonna look up the definition of insurrection. Carol put the link here, but I can't.
Somebody says it's also National Freedom Corner Day.
Every day is National Freedom Corner Day.
And it's not an insurrection. Okay.
And we are
Thank you, Jerry.
Against us
Okay,
here.
can you repeat? Okay, listen, you guys. Here's and of course I started buffering. What in the hell? It's a conspiracy. Okay, say it again. Y'all listen. This is the definition of an insurrection.
A violent uprising against an authority or government.
Hostess Cupcakes
Okay,
sponsored
so I
the
want to know
National
why
Cupcake Day.
MTG was calling the people in the Cannon Public Building insurrectionists. They should be arrested now when she supposedly stands for J6. That's all I'm saying. Her words. It's filming live from the Cannon Building on her Twitter space.
That's why we're alive and
because
we have
January
many
6th
snafus.
was not an insurrection. Our lieutenant, the whistleblower, has stated it was not an insurrection because if they wanted to take over the Capitol, they could have. That was not the intent on January 6, 2021. And yet we have MTG, who's supposed to stand for January 6th,
DC,
calling
the siren.
today an insurrection. Why aren't they being arrested?
Oh,
my
yeah.
God, we have another fucking insurrection.
I'll have to back out and get her
on
from
her
you.
X. You can see it there. I'm a little confused.
Well, and this says, and this is of course people say, it says that the last rebellion in the United States was January 6th, and part of the attempts to overturn the 2020 United States presidential most severe assault on the Capitol since the 1814 burning of Washington by the British Army. Wow.
Say it again. What was that from?
Some stupid. Yeah, in 1814, the British burned Washington, the capital, everything.
Thank you, David.
They burned a whole freaking city down.
Right.
Then they went out and tried to take Boston. But that's not the first thing. I learned all this in my book.
Next time y'all go on a field trip, would you let me know? I'd
Sure.
like to go.
And like I said, the entire city was
I don't want to pick.
Isn't that insane?
Are you
sure?
I'm a little bit confused.
I haven't
Now the
picked.
guys, the
And she said, did you hear her laugh? She thought it was fun.
I'm getting there. I'm like wondering if I miss it, like if I miss the location, and I wound up almost getting run over by the bus. I like laughed so hard because my time before the box started to see
This is Sherry. She has a message, update about Bart Shively. Okay, Sherry, you're on.
Can I put the thing on now, Kim?
Okay, hold on, Sherry, you're not on.
Can I put the thing on now, Kim?
Try it now.
All right, how is everyone this evening? First off, I wanted to say thank you to all of you patriots that stand out there every single night. And every single patriot that joins us on the live streams. We can't do this without your help, love, and support. I'm coming to you tonight with a very heavy heart, but a message that needs to be put out, and it is an update on Bart Shively. I spoke to Bart today, and Bart has informed me that he is working with the VA right now, but his cancer is in his bloodstream. And he's very scared. He's feeling very alone. And he would really like your Patriot support. You can support Bart Shively by sending him a letter of encouragement. And that is Bart Shively at P.O. Box 79, Dillsburg, PA. That's D as in dog, ILLSBURG, Pennsylvania 17019. If you would also like to help Bart financially, his Give Send Go is givesendgo.com, G as in God, 39XW. Patriots, we need your prayers. He's scared. He is working with the VA. But as most of you know, Bart doesn't have a lot of family support. He does have some very good friends that are helping him out. He's been doing very well since he got out of jail. Thank you, Jesus. But he is feeling very alone right now, and he is very scared. So if you can find the time, please send him a letter. Let him know that we're with him and that God's got this. So most of the live streams will be posting his P.O. box to write him letters, and also his Give, Send, Go. Bart wanted me to thank all of you for your continued support, your continued love, and your continued prayers. Please don't ever forget these patriots, because without us on that corner, on these live streams, some of the greatest Americans that God gave us will be forgotten. Please don't let that happen. Thank you, and Godspeed, everyone.
Thank you, Sherry.
We love you,
Sherry. Thank you. We appreciate the update, and I know you're in communication with Bart, so tell him we're all thinking about him and praying for him.
Tell him all the way,
I
Sherry.
absolutely will, Mickey. Thank you so much, and thank you, Patriots. Keep standing strong and be safe. I love you all.
Storm says tell him all the way.
You bet. You bet.
All right, Sherry.
Thank you.
Bye, Sherry.
Bye, honey.
Okay, there you are. For most of you that know how we send our things to the J6ers, we had to break it up because YouTube doesn't like J6. So that's why there's a break in between it. GetSendingGo.com/G39XW. We have to do that or take this power stream out. So if you see a J6er with the address together, where the dot is, what's your dot, everything will be okay. GetSendingGo.com/G39XW. That way, YouTube doesn't mess with us. Please write the bar. He's a great guy. He's a veteran. Leukemia and Penalty. But he's a Marine. He got leukemia from drinking the water. We gotta take care of him. He's a great guy. He spent his time. He got out. But if you can write him a letter, tell him, hey, you know, praying for him, you see all those commercials.
Hi guys, good evening everyone. So I just wanted to do a quick, give you guys some information. We have a call to action from Jen Baker. And it is, I'm just going to read it, you guys. Sorry, I'm a little tired tonight. The jail is saying that it won't be fixed until next week. Sorry. The call to action is the kiosks at the DC Gulag, political prisoners used to order commissary, are broken, apparently. Allegedly, I guess.
They are broken.
They will not be able to order commissary for the next week if not fixed. So please call DC CTF and let them know. We would really like them to repair this much quicker than 1 week. And I think that if we all kind of just get on the phones and be respectful and give them a call at 202-790-6601 and let them know that this is unacceptable, that your loved ones that are locked up in there, our friends, our patriots, need this fixed immediately. 1 week is not going to work for us, and it's not going to work for them. So they need to get on it. First thing tomorrow morning, I will be calling the mayor and whoever their city council member is. I can't remember his name, but I have his phone number. first thing tomorrow morning. So the last time we had a call to action, and they apparently didn't have any lawn service, or a lawnmower was broke. It only took us 36 hours. So I think if we all kind of band together and get on the phone tomorrow, just be respectful and tell them that we would like them to address this issue immediately, that a week is not going to work for our patriots in there. So thank you, everyone.
202-790-6601.
202-790-6601.
Also, if they can't get it fixed this week, then if anybody would like to order Access Secure Packs for these guys, that would be very helpful. If they are not able to order their own commissary, the least we can do is hook them up with a little bit of food and snacks. Well, it's not really food, it's just snacks. How long does a secure pack take? Well, if you order it this week, they'll get it next week. It's just like the commissary. If they have to order their commissary by Monday, they get it by Friday. So if they can't order it this week, then we can order a commissary for them. So, you know, pick a name.
Exactly.
Well, I was raised up by a simple man. I grew up with a gun in my hand. Taught me how to love and how to fight. Taught me what's wrong, taught me what's right. Said you don't have a choice to choose. You do what you can and don't ever lose. Just remember, even when I'm dead and gone, stick to your guns, son. Make me proud, don't never back up, don't never back down. Stand your ground and I'm still like it is. Yeah, this life's gonna be real damn tough. You take them scars and you call that bluff. Don't let me catch you fitting in, 'cause everyone's an outlaw until it's time to do outlaw shit. Well, times are changing, but not for me. I got my own home now and a family. 2 counter stands and some old work boots. Busted my ass, paying my dues. Tell my kids every night, try to see the world, see your neighbor's eyes, and make a difference if you can. Stick to your guns, son. Make me proud, don't never back up, don't never back down. And you're ground and all still like it is. Yeah, this life's gonna be real damn tough. You take this stars and you call that bluff. Don't let me catch you fitting in, 'cause everyone's an outlaw until it's time to do outlaw shit. Stick to your guns, son. Make me proud. Don't never back up. Don't never back down. Stand your ground. We're still like it is. Yeah, this life's gonna be real damn tough. You take them scars and you call that bluff. Don't let me catch you fitting in. Raised up by a simple man. I grew up with a gun in my hand.
We'll be putting them up every night there.
Slow their brain pauses and makes them tired.
Down the road.
It really is. Now, they're not going to tell you that, but that's what it's about, to have malnutrition. And what they don't realize is that you get a whole lot of people.
If you've been walking the same old road for miles and miles, you've been hearing the same old voice, the same old line.
So if you just call that number and tell
a better life. It's a better life. If you got pain, he's a pain taker. If you feel lost, he's a way maker. If you need freedom, save it. He's a prison shaking savior. If you got chains, he's a chain breaker. We've all searched for the light day and dead of night. We've all found ourselves worn out from the same old fight. And we've all wrong the things we know just ain't right. And there's a better life. There's a better life. He got paid. He's a pain taker. If you feel lost, he's a way maker. If you need freedom, save it. He's a prison shaking savior. If you got chains, oh, he's a chain breaker. If you believe it, if you receive it, if you can feel it, somebody testify. If you believe it, if you receive it, if you can feel it, somebody testify, testify. If you believe it, if you receive it, if you can feel it, somebody testify. If you got pain, he's a pain taker. If you feel lost, he's a way maker. If you need freedom, save it. He's a prison shaking savior. If you got chains, he's a chain breaker. If you need freedom, save it. He's a prison shaking savior. If you got chains, he's a chain breaker.
Okay, well, here on Freedom Corner, we try to still embrace our First Amendment rights. So I'm going to try to be careful not to thought crime. But it does occur to me that I was wondering if all the, pro-Hamas rallies that have gone on in large cities over this country in the past week and a half, I was just wondering if, if we did a roundup of some of these people, would we find that they are citizens or that there are people that have been coming over our border in droves? And I don't think that that's any accident. As we bring in fighting age, we welcome in, we open the floodgates to fighting age men to come into this country and disappear and to wherever they want to go, we make American men soft. So I just don't think, don't be insulted, I don't mean all American men. I just mean, the younger generation, we're raising a bunch of entitled snowflakes at the same time we're letting all of these fighting age men into our country, and then they rise up and protest against us and occupy our Capitol and have allies in Congress, while Maxine Waters calls Jim Jordan an insurrectionist for whatever reason. But, we just want to reiterate, we absolutely have a right to an investigation into the events of January 6th. And the comparison to occupying the Capitol, let's look into it. It's a side-by-side thing. Or Jamal Bowman obstructing an official proceeding. Let's just have equitable justice. And like I said last night, maybe we don't hold Jamal Bowman to our standards. Maybe we get to be held to his. Because as we sit in these courtrooms and we watch them issue sentencings of deterrence, which means they really have to nail their balls to the wall so that no American citizen feels free to stand up against this tyrannical government ever again, because this is what will happen. They will kill you, they will beat you, they will jail you, and they will quell your voice. And so just once again, we have a right to see the footage. We have a right to an investigation. I absolutely have a right to an investigation into my daughter's death. Roseanne's family has a right to an investigation into her death. Kevin and Benjamin, we need to see what happened to these men. So, you know, keep pushing forward for the truth, because, you know, the truth is stubborn, and someday it will come out. I just hope it's before these men rot in jail.
That's right. That's why we need the camera 0,
Thank you,
1,
Nikki.
8, 0, folks. They won't release that
Hello.
Hey guys, how's it going?
We are doing well, Chris. How are you?
I'm all right. You know, just seeing the insurrection on the TV for about 5 seconds.
Oh yeah, I'm sure they called all those people insurrectionists too.
So yeah, you know,
one of our supporters
you know,
out
funny?
here, Deb, was just telling me something that she noticed, and I did notice this earlier too. But all these people that were there today had on matching shirts. So I want to know who
I called this. So I called this 100%, and I said, listen, I said this is great for Enrique. This is great for Stuart Rhodes. This is great for all the Proud Boys, because this was a coordinated effort, right?
Absolutely.
So let's just forget about the fact that, you know, whether guilty or innocent, and that it was an absolute kangaroo court. Forget about that fact, right? Okay, let's just say, for argument's sake, Stuart Rhodes and the Proud Boys, or Stuart Rhodes and the Oath Keepers and the Proud Boys, and Enrique Tarrio and the Proud Boys created January 6th, right? It was because of them January 6th happened. It was all because of them, right? Forget about the Fed's direction and everything else. But the Feds had, you know, more people there than the Proud Boys did. Forget about all that other stuff. This is great that this happened, because this is a coordinated effort. So it 100% is conspiracy, you know, seditious conspiracy. And if this guy doesn't get 22 years or 18 years or 17 years, then their appeal is set. I mean, it's set in stone.
Right.
Because this was a coordinated effort, and it wasn't only one building; it was two. So I'm just calling apples and oranges here. You know what I mean? Now, of course, that won't happen, and of course, now I've been sitting in jail for 2.5 years without even a true trial, and I don't know if I talk about it. You know, I really want to jump ahead in the thing that I was saying. I'm trying to jump forward. Whatever. You know what? I wrote this thing before all of this stuff happened, and I'm just going to start from where I left off, and it's not going to say what I wanted it to say, but today at least. But I talk about this. If I didn't talk about it yesterday, then I will talk about it in the next couple of days. I call out Judge McFadden, and I'd say, hey, Judge, listen, you said you were the only judge that came out and said, how can we, you know, prosecute these January 6ers? We didn't do it in 2020. We didn't do it in 2016. You know, and he brought up 2016 is what he said. But he goes, listen, we had these people in jail. We decided not to prosecute. So how can we all of a sudden now prosecute? We can't. The Lady Justice is supposed to be blind. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, it's at the very, very end. It's like my, you know, to wrap everything up. But it's 100%, you know, he said this, and time again, whether it's the Department of Interior, whether now, and then they say, oh, well, it's Department of Interior, you know, that's totally different than the Capitol building. But
it's not.
Now it's the Capitol building, right?
It was in the Cannon
I want to know
the Rotunda and the Cannon building, and I believe that's where they were doing their vote. So
They absolutely were
it's
trying
an insurrection.
to stop that because they wanted their voices to be
1512s. Yep, 1512s all across. And 1512s, you know, where are those 111Bs? I saw one girl with what looked like a sheep's fork. There's a deadly and dangerous weapon.
Right.
If that's a deadly and dangerous weapon, that's a deadly and dangerous weapon if I've ever seen one. I mean, listen, if touching a 40-foot fence could be called deadly and dangerous, then so can a sheep fork. But I do kind of want to jump into this, and just because I have a couple things, and then tomorrow is the Joe McBride Day. Tomorrow is going to be officially known as Joe McBride Day, and he has like 2 pages by himself. But where I left off, and again, for the people who don't understand, I don't have a lawyer right now. I have gotten screwed every which way possible. The jail refuses to give me lawyer visits. I paid for my lawyer to fly up from Florida. She was denied access because of COVID-19 reasons. I was never tested positive for COVID-19. Other lawyers were brought in. And now since she has resigned, officially, I don't know if it's been accepted yet, but I am now without a lawyer. So I have no choice but to do this over the vigil, because I don't have a way for anyone to transcribe it besides over the vigil. So unfortunately now my rights have been completely violated, and this is how we're going to have to do it. If there's any lawyers out there, civil lawyers, I have thousands upon thousands of pages, handwritten pages of my daily notes, everything that's happened. I've seen beatings, I've been starved, I've been beat, I've had experiments, I'll go into all of it. Not in grave detail, but I just kind of, go over it quickly. But we desperately need someone in the D.C. and Virginia area to do some lawsuits. So where we left off is as soon as I gave you a copy of the grievance explaining what happened with Joe McBride, we should have been called in for a status hearing. We should have been asked what the plan is moving forward, and that never happened. As far as I'm concerned, that falls on everyone besides me. To date, I do not have a transcript of what transpired on Emancipation Day status hearing. I now ask for all of the emails and the transcripts of all the phone calls, along with all the notes between the jails and the prosecution, or jails and anyone regarding, or prosecution or anyone regarding Quagland or Polo 58. No exceptions. I'm asking for every piece of documentation that the government ever sent to anyone or received involving or mentioning either of these individuals. Stipulated trial. Maria Rodriguez was my criminal attorney for just over a month. No work had been done on my criminal case until then. We had told you months prior that John Gross was never hired as a criminal attorney. I certainly never hired John Gross as my criminal attorney. That I was only accepting John Gross as second seat. I hired Joe McBride. Plain and simple, you let Joe McBride leave my side as my attorney when he left, and when he left the last meeting, our last meeting, we had no decisions that were finalized. I was broke. We needed funds for expert witnesses, and no lawyer to date has ever told me about the right I had to ask the court for funding for expert witnesses. I needed to sit down with my lawyer and go over hundreds of documents, evidence, and transcripts. Evidence went, quote, missing. This evidence is crucial to my case. McBride says that Gross had it. Gross says that he never got it. McBride said that he threw it through a mini disc. Everyone knows how small these things are. Threw a mini disc into a milk crate, and that's where it was last time we saw it. So that's disgusting that someone would actually say that. a lawyer would say that. We needed more time, and that I was told it wasn't an option by the courts. Maria asked for pretrial release in order to do a crash course so we would be ready for trial and maybe we could get by with donations and private expert witnesses. Again, I didn't know that we got support for this, for the money. That was denied. My counsel told me that asking for an extension was out of the question and that my best bet was to sign for a stipulated trial. My lawyer said that Joe McBride really screwed the pooch. We left everyone in a mess, and now they had to do their best and try to get me home. Maria said that she could probably get me home on house arrest at sentencing. John Gross said that the stipulated trial was my best bet because I couldn't afford any expert witnesses, and that the defense I wanted to have would cost $200,000. Maria Rodriguez said, "How do you want me to get these witnesses in 45 days?" That included the Facebook list. On top of this madness and last minute running around, my wife had just left me after 15 years. This devastated me. And I even contemplated suicide. Not for the first time in my almost 3 years incarcerated, might I add, but every other time I was being tortured, mentally and physically. My wife and I had a plan, quote unquote, on paper that she and I were going to get a divorce to save the house. But she had told me days before trial she wanted a real divorce. I just wanted to get my family back. I've been with my wife for over 15 years. I have a 2.5-year-old son that doesn't know who I am. I'm a family man, sir. Phone transcripts can provide evidence of all of this. I was borderline suicidal with a lack of video visits at the DC jail and not being able to see my family and wife, my wife leaving me with the final straw. I was under duress, and I told you that I didn't have a choice when I signed the stipulated trial. I didn't. I wasn't going to go to trial with a lawyer who had 45 days to prepare a trial and no witnesses, and which she didn't even prepare for my trial well in those 45 days. I needed, who had only spent a few hours with me prior to court without the evidence that I needed to exonerate me of wrongdoing. If I was going to do this, I wouldn't have spent $300,000 and gotten through 2 years of hell. I would have had the trial within 45 days of me getting indicted. Maria spent her 45 days trying for a plea deal, which should have been done years prior, and certainly should have been stated immediately or started.
You have 1 minute remaining.
And not once she was accepted by the court. Yes, she knew some of the facts about my trial, but she certainly didn't have the time and full understanding of it. I always had every intention of going to trial. Maria made excuses to not spend 12 hours a day. The 12 hours a day she promised me spend with me before trial. We spent approximately 3 hours going over the case in person. We had 1 hour video visits because of her and the jail's issues. She said that she did the only thing she thought she could with the time given. I was handed a stipulated trial fact sheet the day trial was actually starting. I had writing all over it. I was visibly upset and arguing with my lawyers, and the clerk came over and turned the mic off. I was told if I wanted to go home in the next month or two, I should sign it. I signed it without knowing that I signed.
Thank you for using.
Well, he'll be back tomorrow night for more of his 18 pages. It is being transcribed as he reads it.
So just, we try to give everybody a platform to tell their own personal truth. Chris is telling his story as he sees it, but this is Chris's story, and just by letting it go out on the live stream does not mean we necessarily agree with everything anybody says, not just Chris, but we have had some varying opinions, and you know, it's Chris's right to get his story out to people that he feels like he needs to reach. And you want to add anything to that?
I mean, I think that he is desperate at this point, and he desperately has been trying to get this information to his judge. You know, I don't blame him for being upset and feeling hopeless and feeling helpless. I feel like it's going to get him in trouble, but I can't tell him what, I mean, you know, how, again, you know, like you said, how much more trouble can he get in? He's already in jail. His rights have already been taken away. His right to a fair trial, a fair and speedy trial, was absolutely denied him. You know, all of the stuff that has happened with his lawyers, and I don't know what went on between him and Joe McBride, or him and Mr. Gross, or him and Maria Rodriguez. I have no idea. I do know that Joe McBride has taken a lot of money, and I haven't seen him actually do a trial yet, so I know that for a fact. I don't know anything else. I haven't seen him in sentencing. I haven't seen him in a trial. I know he's made probably over $1 million off of J6ers by now. I don't know about Gross. I know Maria Rodriguez just came into this several months ago, and she has no idea who any of the players in DC are. So she's coming out of Florida, and though she may be very passionate about this, I don't really know. She was supposed to speak with Brian at one point about representing him, and she just didn't show up for the meeting. And then she, you know, never called or said, hey, sorry, or anything. So maybe she was just very busy, or I don't know, but she didn't ever show up. And that's just a bad thing when, you know, when you're dealing with your life. If your attorney or your potential attorney can't show up for a meeting, then no, you don't want to spend anybody's money on her. So I get that, and I get that he's frustrated, and I get that he wants this to get to McFadden. Unfortunately, I think it's going to get there in the wrong way. It'll get there, though.
Well, we do know they do pay attention to what goes on down here, so I hope it doesn't end up, you know, hurting Chris in the long run. But it's his right to get his story out. I do just want to say, as far as evidence that gets lost out of this courthouse, I mean out of this jailhouse, I have seen that happen a couple times where people go and they ask for their discovery, and it has just disappeared. So I know that does happen. I know that like we talked about yesterday, Judge Reggie Walton, we're still up against judges that sit up there and say that many police officers died that day. He's not aware 4 American citizens died that day. So, you know, but he is, we know, because Daniel Goodwin told him. We were there when that happened. And if he hasn't looked into that, then shame on him. You know, when it's...
legal duty and obligation to do that. That's right. He has a legal duty and obligation to do that as the sitting judge.
As well as the members of Congress that have been informed of 4 American citizens dying that day. I mean, you know, somebody needs to look into this. It's not like these people did exist. My daughter did exist. Roseanne did exist. Kevin and Benjamin, their lives ended that day, and we absolutely have a right to know what happened to them and who's responsible, you know, and how many government operatives it took to get that day planned and done, Nancy. How many? I bet you Nancy could tell us.
I don't know, she might have been too drunk that day.
Yeah, maybe. She probably had copious notes, though. Maybe a staff member of Nancy's could tell us. But, you know, just to watch what's happening to our people, and or her daughter. But, you know, anyway, we feel Chris's frustration, and you know, like we said, it's not our goal to try to let these men harm themselves, but it is our goal to let them exercise their First Amendment right and to get their own story out. So I just hope the best for Chris. I hope if it does get to Judge McFadden, he listens with an open heart and tries to realize that, you know, these men are at their wits' end, and you know, they have been treated so horribly. You know, even if half of those things happen to him, then shame on our government, shame on our judges, shame on our jail, and shame on us as American citizens for letting this happen.
That's right. Too many people are sitting. Too many people are in a lazy chair.
Just let it go. Just let it go. I tried to get her to go.
Teresa.
So I actually have been following what's going on closely with the world, and I see that there is some difference, right, within this two-tier justice system. Some different eyes towards the people that went in the Capitol tonight. Those guys are their favorites. Those guys are actually the chosen ones to protest, to help them with their agenda. We disagree with them, therefore we are enemies. But we're the majority, they're just a small portion of people, and they're paid. But the thing is, those guys, they're not gonna get jail like those guys, or will they? Will they get like 10, 20 years in jail? I doubt. They were concerned about 2 days, you know, they're laughing, they're dancing. Were our guys dancing? No, right? So we know what's going on. America has been turning into a circus. Biden is, you know, helping this war, you know, and we have people, Jews, humans, being used as a target for the communism to be spread around the world with an extremist religious point of view that is not the Muslim point of view, but with the extremist jihadi point of view, to make the people attack. And they use the Palestine as a spearhead. They use those terrorists from Hamas as a spearhead to touch and attack, and then they don't care about them. Palestinians, they're not being cared for. They are not. They are used. They're pawns, just like the leftists here. They're pawns. They're being used for a globalist agenda process where they are actually being, you know, indoctrinated, and they don't even realize that. And that's how much this religious extremist, this jihadi, has turned into these people. And here we have in America those people supporting them just because they're socialists. And I was there tonight after it happened. I realized and I saw it, them being arrested. And those guys, they're actually trying to represent as if they're Jews. Well, but they look like they are, most of them are women with their heads shaved. And I don't know, the Jew women shave their heads? No, they don't. So it doesn't look like they are Jews. Those people, we had some conservatives there questioning this. It looks like it's another setup, as if they were gonna stop the war and everything as an attempt. But now we have those hundreds of people arrested, and happily to be arrested. And will they have the same treatment as our J6ers? No, they won't. No. Yeah. So I really hope that you know, justice is done. I really hope that those guys get investigated thoroughly, and that our J6ers get released as soon as possible. I really hope that the left community see what's going on. They are actually going to lose the country. They're going to lose everything, and they're being used. And you know, even the people from BLM, that's why they fail. That's why they lose so much support, because people realize that Trump is the one. Trump is the only one trying to support America. Yeah, I appreciate the time. Thank you.
Daniel.
Yeah, Daniel.
Thank you, Daniel.
Thank you so much. We appreciate it.
So you saw hundreds of people getting arrested?
Yeah, hundreds.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and do roll call, guys. For those lives lost on January 6th, Ashley Babbitt, Roseanne Boylan, Kevin Grayson, Benjamin Phillips, and on the next day, Officer Brian Sicknick, rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
For those detained, Justin Adams, Thomas Adams, John Andrews, Tommy Allen, Chris Alberts, Russell Alford, Noah Bacon, Edward Badalion, Daniel Ball, Thomas Ballard, Logan Barnhart, Richard Barnett, Pauline Bauer, Roger Bow, Julio Bequero, Matthew Bedingfield, Luke Binder, Joe Biggs, Aiden Billiard, Joshua Black, Matthew Bledsoe, Eric Bosheen, Kenneth Bonowitz, Brandon Bradshaw, Nicholas Brockoff, Larry Brock, Jeffrey Brown, Jeremy Brown, Mark Brew, Daniel Caldwell, Kel Clayton, Stephen Capuccio, Matthew Caspel, Mick Chan, William Cressman, Reed Christensen, Eric Christie, Josiah Colt, Mason Corson, Eric Kramer, Matthew De Silva, Nicholas DeCarlo, Nathan DeGrave, David Dempsey, Lucas Denny, Robert Dennis, Timothy DeJargens, Michael Dickinson, Charles Donahoe, Israel Easterday, Michael Eckerman, James Elliott, Daniel Egbett, Robert Fairchild, Brandon Fellows, Kyle Fitzsimmons, Mitchell Gardner, Robert Gieswein, Vincent Gillespie, Vitaly Joskinkowski, James Grant, Matthew Green, Timothy Griffith, Joseph Hackett, Stacy Hager, Timothy Hale, Thomas Hammer, Kenneth Harrelson, Johnny Harris, Richard Harris, Joshua Haynes, Stephanie Hazelton, Donald Hazard, Albuquerque Head, Andrew Hernandez, Joshua Hernandez, Eric Herrera, Casey Hopkins, Joshua Hughes, Jared Hughes, Brian Jackson, Shane Jenkins, Douglas Jensen, Justin Jersey, Daryl Johnson, Joshua Johnson, David Judd, Julian Qatar, Matthew Kroll, Nicholas Langren, Joshua Lawler, Kevin Lyons, Marcus Malley, Christian Manley, Cody Matisse, James Malt, Christopher Maurer, Mario Matas, Mark Mazza, Ronald McAbee, Patrick McCoffey, James McRue, David McCaffell, Sean McHugh, Jeffrey McKellop, Kelly Meggs, Jonathan Mellis, Rodney Millstreet, Matthew Miller, Jordan Mink, Robert Menuda, Catherine Morrison, David Marshall, Robert Morse, Christopher Moynihan, Jonathan Menifo, John Nassif, Marshall Neef, Daryl Neely, Kirsten Niemola, Gregory Nix, Ethan Nordine, Nicholas Ox, Grady Owens, Jason Owens, Joseph Padilla, Robert Palmer, Michael Perkins, Dominic Pizzola, Michael Pomeroy, Mark Ponder, Sean Price, Joshua Pruitt, Mahala Pryor, Anthony Puma, Chris Quaglin, Barry Ramey, Guy Reffett, Zach Reel, Stuart Rhodes, Howard Richardson, Thomas Robertson, James Robinson, Michael Roche, Jonathan Rockholt, Daniel Rodriguez, Greg Rubenacker, Jeffrey Sable, Ryan Samsel, Robert Sanford, Ronald Sandlin, Salvador Sandoval, Deborah Sandoval, Zachariah Sattler, Daniel Scott, Peter Schwartz, Christian Sikor, Hunter Seafried, Kevin Seafried, Grayson Sherrill, Jeffrey Show, Owen Schroyer, Thomas Sibick, Jeffrey Sills, Glenn Simon, Mikhail Sly, Charles Smith, Tommy Smith, Audrey Southard, Hatchet Speed, Peter Stager, Shelley Stallings, Davin Steiner, Tristan Stevens, John Strand, Andrew Taki, Enrique Tario, George Tenney, Jacob Thayers, Isaac Thomas, Devlin Thompson, Dustin Thompson, Hector Vargas, Edward Vallejo, Eric Warner, Jessica Watkins, William Watson, Matthew Webler, Thomas Webster, Jack Whitten, Anthony Williams, Riley Williams, Timothy Williams, Duke Wilson, Ricky Wilden, Shane Woods, Chris Worrell, John Wright, Kyle Young, Yerlina Vonnemere. Those lost to suicide: Christopher Georgia, Matthew Perna, Mark Unks, and George Meacham. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
We'll say her name. Ashley Babbitt. Ashley Babbitt. Ashley Babbitt. Ashley Babbitt.
Babbitt was a victim. I'm screaming USA, free the real Jan Sixers. She's a patriot who was let down by the system. I'm screaming for the fallen so nobody will forget them. Air Force veteran, wrapped in a Trump flag. It's Trump 24.
Hello.
Hey there, guys. How are you guys? What's going on?
We are doing well. How are you doing?
Another day in here. Just another day in here. It's a little chaotic. We got TV on. We got some people who are talking loud. We have with us right now, we have Mr. Rodney Millstreet. He is leaving tomorrow. He is heading, the term is up the road is what the term is when you first go in. It's called up the road. So he's heading up the road tomorrow. He had his temperature taken, and he's with me right now. So, Rodney.
Hello, everyone.
Hey, Rodney.
Hey. I'm ready to move on to the next stop. Headed up the road, like Jeff says. I got another 28 months or so to go. I won't know exactly how long until I get there, but hopefully it'll be less, if you all know what I mean. And we'll figure it out as we go here.
Absolutely. Well, we'll definitely be praying for you.
I appreciate it. I appreciate all you guys, everything you've done for us along the way here, and God bless each and every one of you for your time.
Well, thank you so
All right,
much.
Rodney, if I could ask, when you first got here, what did you expect this to be like in this jail here with us? And what was it like? What were some differences? Some things that you found like?
I expected a little bit more unity.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of unity in here, but everybody's different. Some of us butted heads a little bit, and that's human nature. Definitely the safety factor is good to go. I've never had any fear here. It's definitely patriotism running through everybody's veins here. No doubt about that. The jail has gotten a lot better. I heard some horror stories. I come after all the bad things that happened here, so I'm thankful for that. Some of these guys endured a lot of troubles along the way. It was tough to hear, knowing I was coming here. But they got all the problems. A lot of the bad stuff worked out before I got here, and I appreciate all their work that they did, you guys did, everything everybody did to keep pressure on this jail to make it better for us.
That's true. First off, it is thanks to a lot in part of you guys out there. Because when I've been here going on, well, today's my 999th day, but I don't mean to cut you off, but when we first got in here and we were locked down 23 and a half and 1, and we had major issues with COs and attitudes, and just it was not good. And right now, I'm not saying that it's an easy road by any means for anybody to be in jail, but there's definitely been progress made.
And a lot of it is once these correctional officers at the jail understood the character and the disposition of a J6.
Agreed.
They realized we weren't who they said we were.
Yeah,
that's here in itself. Everybody conducted themselves in a gentlemanlike fashion, hey, you know, we're patriots. They might say we're something different, but I'm going to tell you right now, we love our country, every and every one of us, and this is why we went to D.C. for no other reason than that.
Right. You know, we've actually felt that out here on the corner as well. The sentiment with the police officers when we, you know, were first out here a year ago, I don't think they really cared for us so much, and their attitudes definitely showed that. But the sentiment has changed over the last year, and they see that we're not the issue and that we aren't causing any problems. I mean, we never have caused any problems for them, but we've seen that happen as well on this side of the jail. So I can imagine what it's been like inside.
Okay, hold on. I got to say the 3-minute warning, and then you go ahead. 3 minutes! 3 minutes!
Everyone likes to say the 3-minute warning.
It seems like the people that like to do all the finger pointing, if you put a 180-degree spin on their message, you're closer to the truth.
Right. Well, absolutely. And there's a lot of squawking that goes on. And if you just get past all the squawking, they have no substance.
Yeah,
haters,
absolutely.
you know, it is what it is. And they're rarely ever even here anymore. Like, I don't know, they like quit their nighttime job, I guess. I don't know.
I think we beat them.
Yeah, we beat them.
No, it's the curfew. It's the curfew.
Curfew, yes.
Probably has something to do with that. I don't know what's going on inside the jail right now, but we got an ambulance and a fire truck and a couple other emergency vehicles. So hopefully everybody's safe in there.
In here, we're okay.
Well, I just mean in the whole jail in general.
We have, yeah. I'm just letting you know that in here, it's just another night, you know. But in other times, you know, it's a dangerous place. I'm not going to kid you. When you walk from one area to another, you have your guard up. You just do. You always have to have your guard up. Anyways, we got 1 minute, so let me say the 1 minute warning, and then Mr. Rodney here is going to be holding the flag that we use every night for the anthem. So hold on and let's get to it. So hold on. 1 minute.
1 minute. Pass it back.
Thank you all for your time and all your efforts.
That's what you said. Clear your throats. Clear your throats there, Freedom Corner against us. Me.
5 days last night. I need you ready. 3, 2, 1. Oh, say, can you see? I could not survive. Was so proud we hear their fire.
the donkey.
Extra.
That was a weird
Bye,
one.
Rodney.
Bye, Rodney. We love you, Patriots.
Okay, we have Mr. Ball with us here also. Hey guys.
Hey, Daniel.
Love you.
Love you right back.
Love y'all.
Love you too.
All right, what do we got for news? Speaker of the House stuff. What's the latest there? Last I heard was King Jordan had a second vote and he did not get in. And he got less votes. So what do you guys got?
We had an insurrection.
We had an insurrection today at the Cannon Rotunda. So we're just waiting with bated breath to see, SWAT raids, pre-dawn, rounding up the pro-Hamas people, but we know that won't happen, so we're just really excited to see all that. We were just wondering if the police were going to be assaulting pro-Hamas people, if they were going to be killing anybody in that crowd. I don't know, maybe they learned something from January 6th. I don't know.
Very true.
Yeah, the protesters today that were arrested were very happy to do so. So, they know very well, full well, just as the rest of us know, that nothing is going to come of any charges that they were potentially given today. The charges will be dismissed, as they are with all Antifa and BLM rioters. And you guys will continue to be persecuted, and they will continue to arrest J6ers as they have done every single. These people were there today specifically to stop the vote, specifically.
Yep.
There's not going to be any
They'll walk in the front
obstruction.
door of the jail and right out the back.
Right, yeah. Oh, if they even make it to the jail, I'm sure they would let go, like, a block away or something.
And a pizza place.
Wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah,
right to get it off the office. Right.
It's a lot for show. But the people arrested, I'm sure, will sue the city of D.C. and get paid, hundreds of thousands of dollars to have been put in handcuffs today, as the other BLM rioters were treated in 2020. I mean, it's a fact. It's an absolute fact. One person was paid $584,000 for spending 3 days in jail. $584,000 for spending 3 days in jail. So with those numbers, I mean, I don't know. The reparations are going to be astronomical for you guys.
Love you guys.
So, at least the precedent has been set. Also, in other news, there was a guy, and I can't remember his name, so I'm not going to quote his name, but there was a guy from Florida today that was, or no, not from Florida, New York.
We didn't say the new guy's name either.
I did say the new guy's name. You're welcome. There's a guy that was convicted in New York today of making a meme in 2016, and he will do 7 months in prison for a meme. That meme was telling Hillary Clinton supporters to skip the lines on vote day and text their votes. And so he was convicted of voter interference. Now, there was memes very much like that, or actually the very same meme, but just with Trump names as, avoid the lines, vote Trump, text this message to vote Trump. Now, that guy was not charged with anything, nor will he spend any time in jail. But this other guy will. So, memeing, making memes is a crime, a very, very serious federal crime.
That you get 7 months.
And thought crimes are crimes. Do not have thoughts. So that's what I got for you.
That's crazy.
And MTG is calling today an insurrection and calling for everyone's arrest. I mean, I kind of have Mickey's sentiment in that we should get the Bowman treatment, not they should get our treatment. We should be treated like the Democrats get treated, not they should get treated the way we get treated. We don't want anybody tortured, abused, and denied their constitutional rights or human rights. We want their treatment, though. We definitely want to be treated like they are.
It's got your name on it.
They all had matching shirts on today, like somehow it was organized.
And they absolutely obstructed an official
Oh, absolutely, 400%. It was well funded, I'm sure.
Absolutely.
You
and
have 1 minute remaining.
And they did
All right, let me say
obstruct an
something really
official
quick.
proceeding, so there's that. That's the end.
Okay, so if that one guy spent 3 days in jail and got $584,000, if you do 1,000 days in jail, that equates to $194,472,000.
$11 million, like I said, y'all.
So beer's on me. All right, guys. Thank you for all that you do, and honestly, we will all get through this, and righteousness will prevail. Thank you, guys. God bless you, and God bless America. Thank you.
God bless you guys. We love you.
Good night. We love you too.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye, guys. Yeah, let's hurry up and God bless the USA so that we can get home and watch the carnage, right?
Sounds like Marlene is airbacking some of the insurrections out of the capital area.
If tomorrow all the things were gone I'd worked for all my life, and I had to start again with just my children and my wife. I thank my lucky stars to be living here today, 'cause the flag still stands for freedom, and they can't take that away. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today, 'cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. From the lakes of Minnesota to the hills of Tennessee, across the plains of Texas, from sea to shining sea, from Detroit down to Houston and New York to LA. Well, there's pride in every American heart, and it's time we stand and say that I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today, 'cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today, 'cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA.
All the way. All the way. All the way.
Free J6!
Free J6! Free J6!
That's what I'm talking about. Thank you guys for joining us tonight on this lovely evening of insurrection and beauty. I hope you guys will be praying for us. We will definitely be praying for you. And we love you, and we'll see you tomorrow night.
Thank you, Tammy.
Okay, you Freedom Corner gangsters. Don't forget to say your prayers.
humble and humiliated.
Betty Bug's Bite.
He didn't like her cookies.
Please pray for me, and we'll see you tomorrow. Hopefully we fixed everything on David's truck, so it went great.
I was told in life.
See you tomorrow. God bless you.
Yeah, someone stand there.
Or work.
See?
Or work for it.
So he asked Deb for some pizza.
It doesn't matter. If whatever you want, you have to open your mouth.
Oh, Deb, I'm so sorry you missed this.
always knows, never asked.
He used the
He
phone.
told me that. He said, you won't get something
I
for
saw the
free
guy
if you
use
ask
the
for it."
phone.
And if you get told no, it's okay, but at least you put it out in
Let me keep it.
And you have to give also.
He'd
not
get
give
something
a lot.
free every time he bought something. It's true. I'm still hearing you. I'm with you. I'm with you. You want pizza. I'm not bougie. I'm not bougie. I swear I'm not
I'm bougie, I'll admit it.
I'm a little bougie, but in a good way though. I know what it's like to have nothing and sleep on the floor.
You're the best, Henry. I love you. He's
What's that?
because when you're a performer, it's a funny little mixture. You can be very humble. You got to be out there too. You know? Ron's all confused.
So, you're good at the global companies,
I
right?
know what it's like to share a bed with three people.
I must have made a mistake. I thought I put $50 on the phone.
David. Kidding. That was just a joke.
Not like, oh, I get it now. I get the joke now. Not in a sexual way.
What? I'm sorry. Anyway, I got 2 fingers. So that's mine right there. All right.
Good
night. Good night.
Hey, yeah, well, I still help. I have the key. We need to load the car.
Okay, I'll take some.
Thank you, though. Oh my God! I mean,
Well, do you want to get on some contests? Do you want to? Well, let me see what I can.
Okay.
Do for you.
Well,
I'll definitely call.
Say bye-bye to you, Patriots, Lala, Kathy. Thank you, Patriots,
live streams are still on, you guys.
Mama
just let you know.
Jen, Matt, Bonnie,
Love y'all.
and I think a Trouble Mac. Thank you so much. We'll see you tomorrow night. God bless you all. Love you all. Baby, thank you.
Rich,